Welcome to the Puppet Show, How Politicians Pull Your Strings. Let's start with the classic emotional appeals. It's about bypassing your logic circuits and going straight for the gut punch. Think about it. Rousing speeches about hope and change. Tear-jerking stories about struggling families. The point is, these tactics are designed to make you something, anything, rather than actually about what's being said. So the next time a politician gets up on stage and starts waving the flag a little too enthusiastically, take a step back, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, are they speaking to my brain or just trying to play me like a fiddle? Remember when we thought the biggest threat to truth was that show on MTV where they convinced people they were going to space with Ashton Kutcher? Those were simpler times. Because now we live in a world where fake news is thrown around more than a hot potato at a picnic. And the truth? Well, the truth is often the first casualty. Misinformation in politics is as old as time itself. But the internet, with its wonderful cesspool of unverified information, has weaponized it to a terrifying degree. The goal? To sow confusion, distrust, and undermine legitimate sources of information. Think about the impact this has on our ability to make informed decisions. The solution? Be skeptical. Question everything. Scapegoating. The oldest trick in the political playbook. Scapegoating in politics is all about finding a convenient group to blame for complex societal problems. So, the next time you hear a politician railing against some perceived enemy, ask yourself, who benefits from this narrative? Repetition, the illusion of truth. Ever notice how politicians love to repeat the same phrases over and over and over again? It's like they're trying to hypnotize us with their words. And you know what? It kind of works. This is the insidious power of repetition. Say something enough times, no matter how ludicrous or baseless, and eventually it starts to feel true. Think about it. Make America great again. Lock her up, yes we can. So the next time you hear a politician hammering home the same point for the 100th time, don't just tune them out. Ask yourself, why are they repeating this? Fear-mongering, your friendly neighborhood nightmare. If emotional appeals are the heartstrings of manipulation, then fear-mongering is the rusty chainsaw. Fear-mongering in politics is all about exploiting our deepest anxieties. They'll warn about imminent threats, real or imagined, paint apocalyptic pictures of the future, and generally make you feel like you're living in a Michael Bay film. Except without the explosions. Probably. When we're afraid, we're more likely to act impulsively, to cling to anyone who promises safety and security. So, the next time you hear a politician peddling fear and paranoia, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's the evidence? The bandwagon effect. If everyone jumped off a bridge. In the world of politics, the bandwagon effect is all about creating the illusion of widespread support, even if that support is as genuine as a $3 bill. The logic here is simple. If everyone else is supporting a particular candidate or policy, there must be something to it, right? Wrong. The bandwagon effect preys on our innate desire to fit in, to be part of the group. So, the next time you feel the urge to jump on a political bandwagon, take a step back and ask yourself, do I actually support this, or am I just afraid of being left behind? Ever read a politician's campaign promises and think, that sounds lovely, but what does it actually mean? Congratulations, you've just encountered the art of glittering generalities. Glittering generalities are those vague, feel-good phrases politicians love to throw around. Hope, change, freedom, justice. They appeal to our emotions, but offer little in the way of concrete plans or actionable ideas. The danger here is that glittering generalities allow politicians to avoid taking a stance on controversial issues. So, the next time you hear a politician spouting vague platitudes, don't be afraid to demand specifics. Because a promise without a plan is just a wish, and we're not here to make wishes on shooting stars. Have you ever been given a choice between two options, both of which seem terrible? That, my friends, is the false dichotomy, a favorite tool in the manipulator's arsenal. In politics, false dichotomies are all about limiting debate and presenting complex issues as black and white choices. The reality, of course, is that most issues are far more nuanced than this. The danger of false dichotomies is that they stifle critical thinking and discourage compromise. They create an us versus them mentality, where anyone who disagrees is automatically labeled an enemy. So, the next time you're presented with a seemingly impossible choice, ask yourself, are these really the only options? Ever see a protest or online movement and think, this seems a little off? Well, you might be witnessing the magic of astroturfing, where grassroots support goes to get a corporate makeover. Astroturfing is the practice of creating the illusion of a spontaneous groundswell of support for a particular cause, when in reality, it's all carefully orchestrated behind the scenes. In the age of social media, astroturfing has become rampant. Fake accounts, bots, and paid trolls flood the internet with pro-corporate, pro-government, or just generally pro-whatever the highest bidder messages. The danger here is obvious. It undermines genuine grassroots movements and erodes trust in online discourse. So the next time you encounter an online movement that seems a little too polished, don't be afraid to ask questions. Words have power. They can inspire, they can heal, and they can also be weaponized to manipulate and deceive. Loaded language is all about using words with strong emotional connotations to sway opinion, often subconsciously. Politicians are masters of loaded language. The danger of loaded language is that it bypasses our critical thinking and appeals directly to our emotions. So the next time you're listening to a political speech or reading a news article, pay attention to the language being used. So, there you have it. 10 ways politicians try to manipulate you. Depressing, right? But here's the good news. Just by watching this video, you're already ahead of the game. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay informed, question everything, and don't be afraid to think for yourselves. Now, if you watched this far, you should not want to miss this video, 10 dark psychology tricks you need to know. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. And on that uplifting note, if you enjoyed this descent into the murky world of political manipulation, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more cynicism and despair. Until next time.